and cross watchers. Hey guys, I'm Island Turtle. Welcome to the live for the Aquarius birthday readings. Happy birthday, Aquas. I hope you guys had an amazing birthday season. I'm gonna wait a little bit for the chat to fill up. Pre-liked, yay! Thank you, Jay. Thank you for doing that. Yeah, guys, if you could like the video, I'd really appreciate it. I mean, if you don't want to, you don't have to. It's just with the lives, they don't get circulated around as much as the videos that get posted, like pre-recorded and uploaded. And that's just been a thing since, I don't know, whatever update they did. And so every YouTuber I know has been like having trouble getting their live videos out there. So yeah, I'd really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys. 1919. Yes. How do we have more likes than people? I guess people are like trickling in and the algorithm's catching up. I'm totally in cozy morning / bedhead mode with my coffee. So Avatar 2, my Aquarius, has been revived. Yes. Yeah, dude, Avatar. I can't wait for the other movies to come out. I'm so glad that he actually planned it so that they were like filming all this shit at once. Cause like after I saw that, I'm like, Avatar 3 is gonna come out soon. I know there's gonna be more disclosure coming out in the next Avatars. No question. And honestly, too, like the way that, okay, sorry, I don't mean to go on this tangent, but I do want to wait a few minutes for people to come in before I get started anyway. Actually, I should probably do timestamps too, just in case. Okay, don't let me forget to do timestamps. Don't let me forget to do timestamps. Yeah, I honestly feel like the rest of the avatars are going to be incorporating more of the elements. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if one of them is going to be, like, about fire. Like, and I don't know if they're going to do, like, desert people or, like, volcano people. I don't know. I'm just very excited to see what comes out with all of that. But yeah, Avatar 2 is freaking amazing. So was Wakanda. So was the Wakanda movie. Also amazing. Disclosure there. What is that? Oh, anyway, sorry. Squirrel. ADD. Okay, we hit the like button and we were notified. That's what we thought. Yeah. It's just, yeah. It's good. If you haven't seen it, you should go see it. Totally. Good morning. It's my birthday today. Happy solar return. It disconnected for a second. Am I lagging, you guys? Can you tell me? Because it just disconnected me and then put me back on. If you guys can give a thumbs up that it's all good on your guys' end, I'd really appreciate it. It lagged. No, but good now. It's okay. Okay. You guys are good? Okay. I mean, we've had a lot of like stormy weather here, and so the internet's been a little finicky. It's back. It's okay. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Blip only. Yeah, that was very, very weird. When I tried to record the weekly, by the way, the weekly's posted on Patreon, and it's gonna post here on. I'm actually thinking of posting it Sunday because there were some pretty big messages in there regarding the new moon too, and just big messages in general that I'm like, people need to get their messages. But yeah, when I did the weekly, I got into the element of water and water signs. It's like one of my water signs. Shocker. Like it started going crazy, and I was like, I wasn't sure if it was gonna be okay or not, so I actually had to like stop the recording and then do a whole new one, and then it was totally fine. So I don't know, maybe just a little shout out to water signs if there's some funkiness that you're dealing with in your energy field and whatnot. But we're about a few minutes in, so let's go ahead and get started. Oh, it's your birthday too? Happy birthday. Storm weather in Denmark as well right now. Hello, I always miss you live. Well, you're here. You haven't missed me. You haven't missed me. You're here. As a Pisces Sun Scorpion, I've been extremely triggered. And the reading brought that up. Yeah. I mean, I'm a Scorpio, so I get it. Well, have I been doing... Oh, I guess I was doing that a little while ago. Love the mug. Thank you. It is my favorite. It is my favorite coffee mug, and it's also the biggest one I have. So it's my go-to for many reasons. All right, let's get started. So Aquas, before I even jumped on the record, oh, actually, sorry, let me do a whole little spiel first for people who are new. So I'm going to be doing a couple readings, potentially 3 if I have enough time / energy. These are casual. We're hanging out. We're having a good time. Okay. These are also timeless. Even if you're coming across this like years from now and you're drawn to it and it resonates, then you know it's for you. And if these are not resonating for you, then it's not for you. Okay. I'm focusing this on the sign of Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter is always like what I set the intention for, which I've already done. And I do a whole little prep before I ever start recording, just so you guys know. So I get my own little space and energy with it. Um, and also, there are times when the readings do correlate in some way, shape, or form. So you might resonate with all the readings today. You might resonate with none of them. Again, use your own discernment with that. Okay. Anything else? I think that's it. If you're curious about any of the decks that I use, they're below. Website, social media, Patreon, Vimeo, all that stuff. All right, Aquas. So talking about what I was getting with you, a lot of earth energy, which I was not surprised by. That also was coming through in the weekly for air signs. The air signs were in a lot of earth energy or moving into earth energy, and they were showing me the bear and the beaver. They actually showed me you as a bear, like walking around, a little agitated. It was like, okay, they're looking a little agitated. Yeah, it's like it almost had this vibe of like being a little territorial, a little bit. We're working with bear energy, which is also very collective too. Bear energy really came through under the full moon Leo. Um, and there's actually, I think, a couple reasons as to why that was. And so, well, you guys know I do astrology, and I also do practice intuitive astrology. I'm just tapping into the celestial bodies and like the energy and how they're all playing off of each other. But there was a fixed star that's part of I can never say it, Ursa Majoris. I don't think I'm saying it right. The Great Bear constellation, literally the Bear constellation, with the fixed star Dubhe, I think that's how you pronounce it, was very active under the full moon Leo. And I kept getting so much bear energy for the collective around that time. But bear energy, its strength, its stamina. Ursa, thank you. Thank you. Bear energy, its resilience, its stamina. It's also a recovery energy. It's an energy we use when we need either some safe, sacred space to like really like physically recover or emotionally cover and release. It's also an energy that we tap into when it's like being the anchor and being fearless for other people and maybe for ourselves when we're going through some stuff. And so we can be resilient in that way and then not back down, not give up. And that's the kind of energy that you're in. And it feels like, Aquas, astrologically speaking, you guys have been kind of going through a bit. Saturn's been in Aquarius, and Saturn's almost done with Aquarius, which I'm sure you guys are very happy about. Normally, Saturn being in a home sign like Capricorn or Aquarius is usually a very nice feeling. But because we had such a strong square with Uranus, most of the time Saturn was in Aquarius, it really created this feeling of like out of control or being pinned, feeling like I want to make things happen, but I can't, but all these other things are happening that I don't want to happen. It created that kind of feeling. And that square isn't present anymore. And so I think it's been a little easier. But Saturn is still there. Also playing a huge role in the new moon as well, in a way that's going to kind of amplify emotions. But also what's been going on with you, Aqua, especially my Aqua risings, Saturn's also been in your first house. Pluto's also been in your 12th. And Pluto is going to touch Aquarius soon. It's not going to sit fully in Aquarius until 2024. It's going to retrograde back and forth between Capricorn and Aquarius from now until then. I believe until November 2024, if I'm not mistaken. So Pluto's going to be in and out of your 12th and first house. That's also not necessarily easy. That's a lot of clearing of karma. That's a lot of wrapping things up. And so when I was feeling you guys out, I feel like you guys have been going through a long period of like isolation, really reflecting on things, like very hermity. But it's like seeing you as the bear in this way and seeing you agitated like that. I had this feeling you were like seeking something out. Some of you feel like you need to like find some sort of sign or omen or light, like a guide of some sort is kind of how it felt. Like just seeking for something that feels right, or like the next thing is how it was feeling. And it's funny because it's like how the bear looks for water is kind of how it was translating over. It's like you're looking for something that will nourish you, that will guide you, that will, be in alignment with you. But being in the bear energy, you've been through a lot, clearly, and you've been clearing a lot. And it feels like you are coming out of your cave, which makes sense as Saturn is moving into Pisces. Let's see, been so lonely, met someone Friday. Oh, congratulations. Yeah, especially with this new moon Pisces, which by the way, I'm going to be live today on Patreon to talk more about the new moon in its like entirety, but Saturn is conjunct the new moon in Pisces, and that's going to intensify emotions and this feeling of loneliness and isolation, just so you know. So it might be kind of reflective for you guys too. But that's just what I was getting with you. So let's go ahead and pull some cards. I'm going to use the animal deck because why not? It's my favorite. Any messages or insights for my Aquarius? Any messages or insights for my Aquarius for their highest good? Anything they should be aware of in this moment in time for their highest good? This is coming up, which makes sense. Getting comfortable with the notion of not having control. Getting comfortable with the notion of, you know, as you walk the journey, like not always, yeah, like not really having control, flowing with the river, if you will. Sometimes you're in a place you don't want to be. Sometimes you're doing things you don't necessarily want, but there's always a rhyme and reason to these things, right? There's always a rhyme and reason to these things, and it's usually not until you're through it that it makes sense, right, as to why things were the way they were. That's just what's coming through. And so I think for a lot of you, as you're coming out of this process, you're going to understand why the last months, years, however long this period has been for you, because everyone again is walking a different path, why it had to go that way, what it's taught you. It's like, it's so funny how my guides communicate to me, because now they're showing me the bear like looking ahead and like actually looking down a creek, which is kind of interesting. Following your path and accepting where you are and who you are in the present moment is part of that, right? Is part of going with the flow and just trusting that things are the way they are for a reason. Yeah, it feels like this is a divine timing sort of a lesson here. And to not resist the flow of energy, the flow of where you're guided to go, the flow of things. There's nothing wrong with trying to make things happen, but if you're coming up against so much resistance, there might be a reason, right? Any messages or insights for my Aquas? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter? Oh, we got the deer. Talk about going with the flow. This is the feminine principle. This is divine feminine energy, and she does go with the flow. She does. She's got grace. She moves with ease. She moves with receptivity. All the things, right? All the things. Very nurturing, very compassionate energy. Again, yeah, it's like, yeah, it's that lesson of moving from like trying to force things, wanting to control things, to like just being receptive and just flowing with what is happening, right? It's not to say lie down and take it and be upset about it, right? It's not to say that. It's to say, okay, I recognize what's happening. I recognize what's going on in my environment and in my reality. I recognize that I can do my best, but be very accepting as to what happens through my best efforts and accepting it with ease and grace, what the results are. Yeah. There's also this feeling too of, you know, there are times when opportunities are presented to us or people fall into our life, or again, things happen, and there might be this like rejection. Like that's kind of what I'm feeling as part of the resistance, like rejecting. Yeah, that's interesting. Almost like pushing away opportunities. And maybe that's because you're trying to control a lot by pushing. Learning to not push as hard, learning to, again, be more receptive. I think this is a bigger message for a smaller group of you, where you might have actually like flat out rejected the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. But it keeps coming back. If that's the case, it keeps coming back for a reason, okay? It keeps coming back for a reason. Let's see. Oh, come back. Okay. Beaver. That's funny. I was like, I totally got beaver and bear with you guys in the beginning. Cosmic egg and beaver. I like this. This is an energy to me of doing the work, which is what I was feeling for you, right? Like while you guys have been in this process, you've been doing the work. That's exactly what you've been doing. Cosmic egg is a very spiritual energy. It's a very spiritual card. It speaks of the crown chakra. It speaks of activations and spiritual growth, all those things. And beaver is consistent work, consistent effort. Just go, 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 go. Some of you guys might have actually been getting yourselves, I was almost was very Capricorn like getting yourselves more entrenched in work or lost in work, like work, like job, career, that sort of deal. That's kind of interesting, as like a coping mechanism. Some of you guys might have strong Cappy in your chart. But yeah, that's coming through. That's coming through. Yeah, again, a lot of this has just been teaching to move into that deer energy, to move into grace, to move into receptivity, move into flow, and to also be more gentle too, like with yourself. It's funny because again, I feel this and you guys are a masculine sign. Aqua is a masculine sign, because I'm feeling this tendency with you guys of like just learning to not force, work. You know what I mean? Masculine. And then just, okay, surrender and accept, surrender and accept, surrender and accept. And I will sit here and I will sit here and I will accept. Interesting. Any other messages or insights for my aquas? Yeah, oh, beautiful. We got the B. Rewards coming. Rewards coming. I actually just heard summer, which actually I think B is more related to spring as an energy, as like a spiritual meaning. But I was getting summer. There might be something about summer that's coming through. Summer is also a time when we're supposed to be active. Not supposed to be, but it's a time of vitality, right? It's a time of fire. It's a time of action. It's a time of passion. And we do have a lot of those energies coming up. Actually, it's funny. This spring, we have a lot of those kind of energies coming in here. And I think it's going to be really beneficial to you, again, especially when Saturn moves into Pisces. I think you guys are going to feel the alleviation of that. And then especially when the nodes switch over in actual summer, that's going to be kind of an interesting shift for the whole collective. We're going to get a little bit of a break from this very like heavy karmic feel of Taurus, Scorpio, because Scorpio is very karmic, and by just juxtaposition, Taurus is as well. And Aries Libra. Aries Libra is going to be a very interesting story. I need to look more into the astrology of what's going on while the nodes are in Aries and Libra. Again, this is in Tropic. Very curious what that's going to feel like. But I feel like it's going to bring out these lessons of, hey, let's like be more assertive, right? Let's be more assertive. Let's take action. Let's actually get proactive and make some things happen. But anyway, I'm coming back to you guys. This feels like a great energy. This feels like coming back to life. It feels like a revival to me. It does. It feels like a revival. And the gift of it is learning the lessons of the deer, learning the flow, learning receptivity, learning acceptance, learning to be adaptable. Yeah. Learning to be adaptable into what is within your reality. It's interesting too, right? Because it's like when we're trying to force, there's a rigidity to it. But if we're adapting, it's like you can actually be way more flexible in your parameters, in your own limitations, if you will. I mean, I like to think everything's limitless, but you know, you understand what I'm saying. We do have some sort of limitations of some kind in this physical reality. Just giving credence to that. But yeah, if you can be more adaptable versus forceful, you can actually like bend the rules much easier. You can play with the parameters much easier. Yeah, these are all lessons that you're learning here, that you've been learning, and you're taking them with you, and those are the gifts. Okay. Anything else for my aquas? Anything else for my aquas? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. I'm getting strong horse energy. We don't have horses out here. Some of you guys might be working with horses. Some of you might really identify with that as an animal guide for you. Animals in nature are huge right now, by the way. Pay attention to nature. Pay attention, especially to the animals, what they're trying to show you, tell you. Just pay attention. They're very active right now and trying to communicate with us. But anyway, they're showing me horse. Horse is also freedom. It's freedom. That's also an energy of grace and integrity. But it's also this energy too of, it's like a mastery of earth sort of an energy. Excuse me. And I also find it to be very feminine in nature. Um, Getting like a strong queen. Yeah, I'm getting a strong Queen of Pentacles energy off of that horse vibe. Being grounded, being so grounded that you can make anything happen. You can be a multitasker, but you still are rooted in that feminine energy of receptivity and ease and grace and flow and adaptability. Um, yeah, they're just showing me the horse. They're showing me the horse. Some of you guys are really ready for freedom. That's coming through pretty strong. Some of you guys are so ready to be free. So Aquarius. That is so Aquarius. But because you've been in a period basically of restriction because of Saturn being in Aquarius and how Taurus and Uranus played a role in that and everything else, right? And Pluto being in Capricorn didn't help either. Um, but yeah, I can feel that. They're showing me the seeking bear again. Yeah, it's like you're ready for freedom. You're ready for change. Some of you guys are thinking about moving. Horse also kind of symbolizes that. Some of you guys are thinking about moving. Some of you guys are thinking about just having everything new in your life. You know, living situation, work, just everything. Like you're just ready for a change. You're ready for a change. And I think it's coming because honestly, it feels like wherever you have been, whatever you've been doing, it's been for a reason. And I do feel like that's time is coming to a close. Overall, ooh, we got the mouse. A little bit of anxiety. Oh, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, yeah, that turned stressful really quick. Overall, we have the mouse. So you want to be free. This is where some of the agitation I think is coming in. You want to be free, but how? Because I feel these like multiple attempts and it just didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work because it wasn't supposed to. It wasn't supposed to then. There's a timing to everything, right? Here comes the divine timing lesson. Mouse is also about details. It's a logical energy. I actually look at it as Virgo because it's like it's the energy of, yeah, like looking at the fine details of things and planning and, or, you know, orchestration, but it's like it's the background of it, like seeing all the details in the background, but it's like it can quickly become very mental even though it's earth based. It can be a very cerebral sort of energy. It's like, oh, I like this energy. It's like very Nine of Swords. It's like Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands. Like, well, how's it gonna work? How's it gonna work? So you guys might also be getting a little caught up in the external and like some of the craziness that's going on out there in physical reality on the news and shit like that. It's yeah, because like you're Aquas, you're smart, you're intelligent beings, you know, and it's like you want to do it the right way, you want to do it the smart way, but it's freaking you out because there's a level of unknown. This is the tendency of wanting to control. Nothing wrong with trying to feel out what you want. Nothing wrong with looking into your options. There's nothing wrong with doing those things. Those are very normal things to do. Those are things you should do. But the Nine of Swords starts to come in when you want things to be a specific way. When you want things to be like, I'm going to avoid this, and it's going to happen like this, and I'm going to be in this location, and it's going to look like this. When you start to get into that mode because you're trying to do this the best way, the smart way, trying to evade unknown factors, basically, like trying to evade unknown dangers, if you will, that's when you're getting stressed out. But you've learned this lesson, Aqua. You've learned this lesson already, right? There's always an element of unknown, right? And the truth is we do have very little control over things that may happen down the line. But you've learned this lesson. Let's cement the lesson. Let's cement the lesson because you've learned it. I know you've learned it. I know you've learned it. Get back into that deer energy. Feminine energy is also trust. It is the trust that comes with surrender and acceptance, right? Of I can do what I can do, I can plan what I can plan, and I can make steps. I can make steps. I can start to make movement. But if things happen, and I will adapt accordingly, right? So just move back into the deer. Yeah, and then there's like this weird back and forth, because then we get like the snake, we get the crocodile. It's like this is a powerful energy, like a sacral activated spiritual energy. This is a frustrated, kind of trying to come down from that, wanting to move and make things happen. And then look, we got zebra with octopus. Everybody knows the octopus by now. It's like, then it's like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in your energy. So yeah, let's see. Adventures are made to look back on and laugh. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. So yeah, plan, decide what you want, decide what kind of freedom, what freedom looks like to you, and start making moves. And you know, if something happens or plans go awry or doesn't work out the way you expect, trust that you have the skills to deal with it. Trust that you have the skills to adapt, and that it's going to work out the way it's supposed to, right? That it's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Do shitty things happen sometimes? Yeah. That's life. That is life. I mean, I hate to say it, but, and I don't think a lot of readers actually talk about this, and this actually is something that I just picked up from reading the book, The 5 Things We Can't Control. It's a great book. You should totally read it. But it's true. It's very true. Life's not meant to be fair. It's not meant to be fair. It's not meant to be fair. It doesn't mean that you won't have amazing moments. It doesn't mean that you won't have fulfillment, right? That's all a matter of perspective, right? It's all a matter of perspective and also acceptance. When we don't have that acceptance and we go, no, this, we just make ourselves miserable, right? Finding peace and acceptance and letting go of things that have happened that are unfair is part of the soul growth. It's part of the spiritual growth. Anyway, I'm rambling, but I think honestly, Aqua, you guys are on a good path. Just make sure you're balancing with the deer energy. Like the deer energy is really the gift of the lesson that you've been learning here, and it's gonna really help you in whatever chapters you guys are walking or whatever paths you guys are walking moving forward. Okay. The mouse, when the mouse comes up, it just says you're moving into control too much. Yeah. Okay. So let's move on to another spread. Let's see. Are we ready for Big Bertha? I'm so tempted to bring Big Bertha out here. Actually, before we do that, no, let's do a straight up regular classic tarot reading. Let's do that, and then we'll do Big Bertha, because I think we're gonna have time. All right. Oh, I didn't do timestamps. Darn it. Oops. Well, I guess I could start now. Oopsie. I really meant to like actually do it. Oh, I forgot I had that here. All right. This is read number 2, right? Okay. We'll just do 28 minutes. That's fine. That's perfect. Okay. So I'll put it in the comments, so don't worry. Yeah, I just like to have it done because it's like, it's just easy as like the view. It's easy for the viewer, right? It makes it easier for you guys. Any messages or insights for my aquas? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Oh, we got in the flow. Yeah, right? Exactly. Any messages or insights for my aquas? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. What is this? Feels like lower chakra energy. I kind of like it. It feels safe. It feels safe. It feels grounded. It feels warm. It feels fuzzy. It almost feels like autumn. Maybe something happened in last fall. I mean, last fall was when things started kicking off with Mars retrograde and the next eclipses and everything. But it has like the warm autumn fall colors. It could also indicate a time of change, but it feels safe. It feels safe. It feels cozy. It feels warm, like browns, reds, oranges. That's what they're showing me. That feels very, very grounded. It feels very, very grounded. Grounding. Feels very grounded. Yeah, they keep mentioning fall, autumn, the season. They keep mentioning that. Any messages or insights for my Aquas, Sun, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? Any messages or insights for my Aquas, Sun, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? Let's see. Ooh, we like it. We like it. We got the Sun, Leo energy here. This is new beginnings. This is joy. This is happy, happy times. We like when the Sun comes out. Powerful first card, by the way. Very powerful first card. And I'm also, for some reason, the sash is like really sticking out to me. I don't know. Well, maybe because it's the fall colors they were showing me, but the sash is really sticking out. Nice. 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 What is going on, Aqua? I'm wondering whether I will ever feel free. You will, when you're ready. When you're ready. Everything in its own time. I know people hate hearing that, but it really is just true. Everything in your own time. Like, so, I'm about to go on a little tangent. There's so many things that people say, I really want this. I want to feel this way. I want to do this. I want to be here. You won't do it. You won't feel it. You won't experience it until every little fiber of your being and soul is really ready for it. Right? It's the difference of, I want this. I know I feel this. And like, you know, but you don't know. Right? It's like something emotional, spiritually, something emotionally or spiritually hasn't fully been able to embrace and accept that experience yet. But when you're ready, it'll just happen. And it's not a judgment thing either. It's like, there's a reason, right? Sometimes there's certain things that have to happen. Sometimes there's certain things we haven't just experienced or learned yet to get us fully ready to know and embody that feeling and really accept that experience, right? And that's okay. Again, part of the journey. Part of the journey. It's part of the spiritual walk, right? And I always use the example of like people leaving a relationship. I want to leave this relationship. I'm not happy in this relationship. Or this person is this, or this person is that, blah, 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 right? But people don't fully sever those connections until they're like, they fully emotionally and spiritually accepted and believe it, right? Even if they know. It's just, it takes time for things to, it just takes time for some people to get to that place with these certain things. So anyway, moving on. You guys got the Sun. Beautiful. Okay. Any messages or insights for my Aquas pertaining to this spread? What else for my Aquas? I also want to say, like, with what I just described too, it's like, it's also, sometimes I feel like it's also the progression of manifestation, right? Where it's like, you can sense and you know somewhere within you that like the next thing is out there, the next thing is coming, or there is an end to something. And again, you're like, I want it, but you're not like ready for it because again, it's ahead. It will be down the line. And it just takes time. It takes time for all that to fall in alignment within the self and without. So we have the Sun, and then we have the Six of Cups in reverse. It's interesting because I'm feeling like this probably pertains to this message. So the Sun, I do feel this like, I feel like this relief. I feel this light energy with you with the Sun, and it feels like you're dropping the Six of Cups in reverse. It feels like you are seeing, you like Six of Cups, by the way. Six of Cups in reverse to me is like unhealthy habits and patterns, like really sad or upsetting memories, childhood patterning from family nonsense. And I also look at this as abuse and neglect, to be honest, with the Six of Cups in reverse, because Six of Cups, it's soul energy. It's also childlike energy, like childlike and wonder and butterflies and nostalgia. And in reverse, like something stomped that out. So sometimes I do look at it as abuse and neglect patterns. But anyway, with the Sun being there, it's like you're seeing all of that in a whole new light for yourself. And I feel it gets liberating. It feels liberating to me. It feels like you're liberating from those things. Not all encompassing, but potentially one aspect of it, like a pattern or a relationship or one particular experience is what it feels like. Strong fixed energy too, by the way, with Leo and Scorpio here. Any other messages or insights for Aquarius? Let's see. Oh my. Oh, I see it. Nine of Pentacles, Hierophant in reverse, Ten of Pentacles, and the Magician. It's exactly what we were just talking about. You're at the 9, you want the 10, right? Excuse me. With the Hierophant in reverse, that's a lack of faith. It's a lack of belief. It's also some faulty foundations of family values and the learnings and programmings and teachings. It's the Six of Cups in reverse, basically. You got to get past the Hierophant in reverse. This feels like self-limiting beliefs. That's what that feels like. And again, it's tied to the Six of Cups in reverse. You're seeing it for what it is. And seeing it for what it is allows you to move into the Magician mode to make happen what it is you want happen. To make the next step happen. That's totally what's coming through here. It's moving past self-limiting beliefs based on your past. Especially with the Six of Cups in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse, this is like, again, like family programming, family beliefs, societal beliefs that are not in alignment with you. They're distorted or actually just rooted in trauma. Because I keep getting a trauma vibe off of that too. And it's been impacting you. It's been impacting you. You want to move to the 10. And 10 is like legacy. So it doesn't always have to include family, but it's legacy, it's security, it's your idea of what the container of your life should be in a way that provides stability. They're showing me the autumn colors again. Yeah, so some of you guys are doing some major root work here as well in this whole process. Yeah, that's why they're showing me those colors. Yeah, a lot of root work. You guys are doing a lot of root work and being able to do this. Because part of the self-limiting beliefs, I feel like, has actually affected, how do I want to say this? Yeah, it's affected your sense of your own security within yourself. I mean, that can translate in so many ways. It can translate to fear. That can translate to experiences that affected even like your sacral, your solar, your root, your earth star. That's confidence, that's self-worth, that's self-esteem. Anxiety and fear in and of itself, not feeling safe even within the self, not feeling at home within the self. All kinds of ways that could manifest in your own situation. But yeah, it's moving past that. It's moving past all that. You can do it, Aqua. And the sun shining the light on it is all you need. That's the key. That's the key. Any other messages or insights for my Aquas pertaining to this spread? Hold on, stopping. Freedom is coming up again. Freedom, 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 freedom. A lot of you guys are also just done with the distorted way of living. That's also coming through here. Distorted, I don't want to say this. Like the societal expectations of how we're supposed to live, right? Like buy a house, create a family, stay in the same place for like 20, 30 years, get a 401k and, all the things, all the things that are part of this crazy, crazy system. The very traditional ways that are part of the system that you recognize are distorted, that you recognize are prohibiting your desire for how you want to live. So you're going to manifest, you're going to create your own version of what the Ten of Pentacles is to you, not based on societal programming or expectations. And you will be free in that way, not doing it the way that is distorted and not aligned to you. So you guys really got, oh God, this is like more stuff is coming through. So I'm getting another group of you where you really have been living by potentially a family member's expectations, like very specifically, like somebody within your family. And this looks like it's somebody who's older, so potentially a parent, a grandparent, that sort of deal. And you're done. You're so sick of it. You're ready to cut the cord. It's gonna be good for you. Not necessarily easy, but worth doing. Your freedom is worth it. right? But yeah, I feel that, like, controlling. If you're in that experience, if you're in that boat, this person is very, very controlling, very domineering. They have this quality that's also like, I don't know, it's like making me cringe a little bit. It's like very, I guess, critical. Yeah, very, very critical, like shaming. They shame a lot. Some of you guys, even if this person has passed on, you're still carrying around the programming from those experiences. The judgment. Oh, that's what it is judgment. Still carrying around the judgment of that. Wow, a lot. God, so many messages are coming through for you guys. For some of you, this was a person who was very religious, and they kind of shoved it down your throat in a way that was distorted, in a way that was unhealthy, and it's prevented you from being able to embrace a part of you that, like, is really, like, would go against that. Potentially a part of you that's very spiritual, not religious, right? That's just a potential. But again, it just put in these, like, notions and ideas of this is the right way, this is the wrong way, and then you got a lot of shame and judgment for doing it the wrong way or not the right way. Yeah, I'm finally breaking away from that. All right, let's see what else wants to come out. Any other messages or insights from my Aquas? Nice. Very nice, Aquas. So now we have the Knight of Pentacles. Moving forward intentionally, with integrity, accountability, and grounded. I love this grounded energy for you, Aquas. It's amazing. Again, I really feel strongly you guys have been doing a lot of root work. If you haven't been, you would definitely benefit from that. And when I say root work, I'm talking about your root chakra, your earth star, your sacral, your solar, the lower chakras, really getting in your body, really working on that sense of safety, right, within the self, and security within the self, no matter what you're doing, no matter how you're moving, no matter what chaos comes around you, right, no matter what people say. Yeah, just heard authority. Shocker, you guys have, issues with some authority people. Shocker, it's totally Aquarian. But anyway, moving forward as the Knight of Pentacles. And it doesn't mean that you're moving at a molasses pace. It just means that you're moving forward with intention and integrity and accountability for the self and your own truth and what's best for you. It's nice. Overall, we do have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Four of Pentacles. King of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, geez. And the Two of Swords. So this is kind of what you are working through before you get this clarity, this understanding. This is feeling really unhappy. Honestly, it's feeling unhappy. It's not feeling very safe with the Four of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles in reverse. This is, I don't feel very grounded. I'm trying to focus on material security to feel more grounded, to feel more in control. Oh, sorry, guys. And the Four of Pentacles is like closed off, like trying to grip onto what you have. It's like, it's a feeling of, I am unhappy. I don't feel very safe. I don't feel very grounded. And I'm trying to control what I can to try to feel okay. And then the Two of Swords is like, hey, there's two conflicting truths here. That's what the Two of Swords is to me. It's two conflicting truths. And you just got to choose one, right? But that's creating all this tension. One sword is this way of being or listening to this judgmental person, however it is coming across for you, and the other is your soul. The other is your truth, right? And it's created this way of being. And on the other side of that is Temperance. Balance, resolution, peace, healing as well. Also just being guided by your spirit team, being guided by your soul. It's a beautiful, beautiful energy to move into that is on the other side of that Two of Swords. And like I said, these messages are not for everybody. So take them as they resonate. If it's not for you, then it's not for you, right? But yeah, Aqua, I like this a lot. Some of you where, the group of you that has this person, whether they are past or not, that has, like, pushed these distorted views on you and judged you, shamed you, that sort of... Sorry, let me put that on Do Not Disturb. Okay. That has judged you, shamed you, whether they're passed on or not, I do feel like you're finding forgiveness. You're finding forgiveness and acceptance of what was. Thank you. They're also like the Sun and the Six of Cups in reverse. You're finding acceptance and forgiveness in what was. It's been part of your journey, and it has taught you a lot. It's put trials and tribulations on your path, but only to make you stronger and to facilitate your soul's growth. And you also understand that too as you move into the temperance energy and the sun energy, and you're able to let it go. This next week coming up, forgiveness is going to be huge. Forgiveness and letting go is going to be so much easier than it normally is this upcoming week. So I do feel like this is something that's coming up for you. Some of you guys are going to be surprised because some of you guys might feel like you've already worked through this when it comes to this certain individual. You're going to be surprised to find out, oh, maybe I'm still holding on a little bit. Maybe I am still affected in some way, shape, or form. And practicing this forgiveness, you don't have to do it in person, especially if they're past, obviously, right? You can do this in your own space. You don't have to have contact with them. If you want to, you want to. That's your own choice. So, free will and discernment, right? But yeah, liberation. It is what it is. Liberation for my aquas. Okay, let's move into the final spread. I'm gonna use Big Bertha for this one. Okay, this one might take me a little bit to shuffle. Okay. So yeah, those things are going to start getting a little easier soon. Any messages or insights for my aquas? It's a huge deck, so it takes me a little bit to shuffle here properly. I can feel it. It really wants to be shuffled for you guys. Some of us don't like to talk. Yeah, whoever this person was in the last reading that's like judgmental, critical, and like shamed you, I feel like they tried to have so much authority, or they did have so much authority. It just feels like so overbearing and controlling and looming. It's just really unfortunate. Okay. Any messages or insights for my aquas? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Okay. Any messages or insights? I'm getting strong Leo again. Any messages or insights for my aquas? Leo to me says 7th house for you because it's your natural 1-7. I mean, obviously more so for my aqua risings, but it is just like innately like the axis, right, is aqua Leo. Let's see. Water your garden. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. With the Mountain card, withstand your ground. Ooh, aquas. Are you hiding? This is interesting. This feels like you're insulating, you're protecting yourself. I do feel like Spirit's always protecting you. I feel like Spirit's always on top of all of us, to be honest. And there are times when it's more intense than others, but yeah, this feels like being insulated. Why are they highlighting Leo so much? They won't stop highlighting Leo. I mean, I know we just, the last full moon was full moon Leo, and I know that, I get that. But, they just keep highlighting Leo over and over and over and over. You might need to take a break from people if you haven't already. But this is insulating. This is insulating, and this is self-care. Insulating and self-care, taking care of the self, taking care of the self. They're highlighting the 7th house. They are. They're highlighting it. Something's going on there in relation to relationships. Any messages or insights for my aquas? Great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. So aquas, whoever's going to resonate with this next reading, it feels like you are liberating yourself, but this is going to be like more of a spiritual journey in a way. It's like this feels like insulating and just connecting and communing with spirit. That's what this feels like to me. That's what this feels like to me. Some of you guys might decide to go celibate. Interesting. Some of you guys might decide to go celibate. Some of you guys might decide to take a serious break from relationships. Like almost like you're finding liberation and freedom in your faith and spirituality. It almost feels very monk-like. This is not for everybody. This might actually be more so for my light workers. Like my very intense light workers is what I want to say. That's what it feels like choosing to be a monk almost. Not like you were going to be choosing to be a monk, but it's like it's got that vibe to it. It's got that vibe to it. Some of you guys would really benefit from actually being in the mountains. That's coming through really clearly. Some of you guys would really benefit from being in an environment that's very vast, like where there's not a whole lot of people around, or you can see for miles just land or sky or whatever. And like I feel like being high up also would help, like high altitude. Okay, this is definitely for my light workers. Yeah, like really, really high altitude. Yeah. It feels like you're going to create a little monk cave of your own and go and be in your own little monk cave. That's what it feels like. But it feels right. It feels right. You're only going to do this when you're ready. And I want to say when it doesn't feel like a loss. That's interesting. And I did a whole video on sacrifice, and that's coming up here. But when it doesn't feel like a loss, some of you guys might actually need to work through that to get to this point. Not like you need to work through it. It'll be a natural progression. When it feels right. So you guys are also going to be working closely with Jesus as well, and other ascended. I'm hearing others and other ascended masters. Saint Germain's coming through here too. Okay, nice. Any other messages or insights for my aquas? Any other messages or insights for my aquas pertaining to this spread? It's getting quiet. It's getting quiet. Sometimes when it gets quiet like this, it's like there's a seriousness. There's a seriousness. Just got chills on my body. Oh yeah, it's getting serious. You guys are meaning business here. This message is gonna be for a very small group of people. We have Eagle, see from a higher perspective. This is a very how do I want to say this? There are certain, okay, first of all animals are amazing and divine and sacred and beautiful. All animals are. All creatures are. There are certain ones that are, what's a good word for this? Put a little bit more on a higher pedestal. Eagle's one of them. Eagle is a divine messenger. Eagle is also about divine wisdom and sight, specifically sight. Some of it is about psychic sight and developing that, working on that, nurturing that. Some of you, this is actually about becoming more of a, is it channel? Yeah, a channel for spirit. Like it almost feels like a direct bridge conduit is how it feels. It's not for everybody. And for those of you where it's not so big, it's just having that next level of discernment and sight. And then we have High Priestess. Yeah, this is crazy. Harness mystic power. High Priestess is like divine feminine energy, but obviously she is also the High Priest. Yeah, this is choosing a very spiritual calling path and taking it very, very seriously. And it does feel like choosing to be insulated to do so. Huh. Mm. I'm hearing blueprint. This feels like this is also correlating a little bit with the weekly message about blueprints. Blueprints were huge in this weekly message, by the way. You're going to be much more clear on your blueprint, and I feel like that might even push you into this mode. Like, getting clear on your blueprint is what pushes you into this. Yeah, wow, you're insulating yourself. God, the energy is so serious right now. Yeah, you're gonna be insulating yourself. You're gonna be communing, you're gonna be connecting, you're gonna be developing your gifts. It's so clear. So now we have arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. Insulate, insulate, insulate. It doesn't mean like, it doesn't mean push people away. That's not what it means, right? Insulating means creating sacred space and being in that sacred space, honoring that sacred space. It doesn't mean you're not going to talk to people like you're going to be, unless you want to take a vow of silence. By all means, take a vow of silence if you want to. Actually, there might be a couple of you that actually do that. But insulating is making sacred space and choosing that. And then we have this, the Sizamantaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. Druid, hold the space. Hold the space, hold the sacred space. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path, be the leader that you wish you had. Yeah, it's like, it's almost like you guys are holding yourself to a standard, a next level standard as far as your spiritual pursuits, your spiritual path. Again, this is not for everybody. This is like for a very, very small group of people. This is for people who are light workers, grid workers, energy healers, shamans, like those people. It's those people, and they're getting real serious, okay? But yeah, even with this energy, it's this understanding of the responsibility of choosing that and what it means to literally hold the space, right, for the collective. I feel like there's an understanding of your blueprint, a deeper understanding of your blueprint and what to do, how to do it, what it means, and you're just gonna flow into it. It's like the second you get it, there's no way you're gonna not do it, is how it feels. Okay. On the bottom, medicine guardian. Be open to healing information. That's getting access to the understanding of the blueprint. That's what that is. That's totally what that is. Some of you guys are also learning again, like what your skills are and like healing abilities, that sort of deal, and like nurturing them, expanding them, growing them. But this, I feel like, is literally giving you like the full-blown picture of your blueprint and what you can do, and then you're just like, okay, doing it. Surrender to the sweetness. Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. This path doesn't have to be so like rigid, okay? This is the other thing. Choosing this doesn't have to be so rigid. It's between you and God, first of all. So, okay, I feel like I'm about to go on a whole other spiel. Hold on a second. I'm about to go on a whole other spiel. Your path, whatever is best for you, in your alignment, what you should do, what, you know, in accordance to what you should eat, how you should sleep, how you should deal with people, whatever. It's between you and God, okay? I put this out as a little bit of like a PSA, I guess. Like, don't get sucked into one specific person's teachings. Don't get sucked into that. Because you have your truth. You know what it is. Even if you don't feel like you know, again, your soul knows, right? Your soul knows. Always follow that. Always follow that. No matter what someone's telling you, no matter when someone's saying like, that's right, that's wrong, between you and God. It's between you and God. And just, you know, it just is what it is, okay? Yeah, sorry. I get very, what's the word? What's the good word for this? Upset is a word for it, but like, it concerns me. I get upset. I feel for the people who get sucked into like just following like one or two specific teachings or people, and just like putting these people on pedestals. We're all just people. We're all just here doing what we're supposed to do, you know. And to the best of our ability, right? At least most people who have good intentions, right? To the best of our ability. And I do think that that everyone has like some sense of good in them. Depending on how much is there is a different story. Um, but yeah, it's between you and God, okay? And I think this is also a huge lesson too of what's going to be happening this year. This might be a download that's coming in. You know, we are in a year of 7. Saturn's gonna be moving into Pisces. We're gonna get a little taste of that Pluto Aqua energy. We're gonna be moving into North Node Aries, independence, right? Leadership. South Node Libra. It's like all of that like really puts faith and spirituality in the forefront, but also really, really forces you and challenges you to be an independent, unique individual, right? And this is something I've been saying for a while, where it's like we are our own gurus, right? And to have the modesty and humility, right, when it comes to understanding of, yes, we're also here to learn and grow, right? And we learn from experiences and we can learn from people, but at the end of the day, you know your ultimate truth, and it is between you and God. um Even if people try to steer you in a different direction, right? And that's where your discernment needs to come in, and that's where you need to be accountable for yourself, right? Anyway, just had to be said. I'm getting that feeling that that is going to be a huge lesson of this year, and that more and more people might start spending time and sit in their own sacred space like this, which is good. I think that's like totally what needs to happen. Um, Anyway, let's come down from the serious vibe. So that was 3 readings, and I realized I didn't even do a timestamp for that last one. So yeah, sorry about the timestamps, guys. I like, you know, like some of you said, people will post the timestamps. Whew, I kind of want to leave on like some oracle messages here. You know, I love the love oracle deck. I do. At first, I was like, wasn't sure how I felt about it, but then like working with it in the way that I like working with it, I just, you know, you got to find the way that you want to work with certain decks, right? Mm. Jessica, serious vibe, right? Serious vibe. Um, yeah, like this deck. Here, I'll show you guys. This one, the Lover's Oracle. When I got it, I was like, why is this calling out to me? Because you guys know I don't do like specific love readings. Actually, I did one recently, but I don't do those anymore. I was like, well, it's calling to me for a reason. And I started working with it, and I'm like, I don't know if I like this deck. I don't know if I like this deck. The messages are like, you know, it has that flavor, right? Of like, I don't want to say it. Like, it could easily pull people into like attachment and obsession about romance, right? But then I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna treat it like that. I'm just gonna treat it like messages from loved ones, right? Messages from ancestors, messages from our guides, and things like that. And it's now I've like fallen in love with it, like using it that way. I don't know if I really need to mention that. Maybe some of you guys are working with decks, and maybe you're like not feeling them. There's always a way to work with a deck, and some decks are just not compatible to all readers, right? Different energy, different magic, different things. But I'm kind of feeling that one. I'm also feeling the dragons. You know what? Okay, we'll do dragons too. So I was in heavy meditation this morning, and some dragons showed up. And I was like, oh, hello, dragons. And it's funny because, again, people who like who've seen me for a long time know that I don't work a lot with dragons. Like, it's not the core of my magic, is like how I would say it. And not that I have anything against dragons. Dragons are dragons. Thoughts on Starseed Oracle. I love the Starseed Oracle. I do. She actually came out with a more recent deck, Rebecca Campbell, who, by the way, is amazing. Rebecca Campbell's amazing. Her decks are always on point with where the collective is at and where they're headed. But she came out with a new deck a little while ago, maybe a couple years ago at this point. I'm like, time is such a weird thing. The Rose Oracle. Do I have it? Do I have it here? It might be in the back room. It's in the back room. I love that one. Ooh, that one's pretty awesome. I mean, I recommend both, but yeah, I like the Starseed Oracle. Uh, I got the Phantom Worth deck and it activated me. Dude, that deck is cool too. I have that deck right here. Yeah, this deck is a vibe. It's a vibe. It's very specific own mood. And when it calls to me for a reading, because it doesn't call to me that often anymore, but when it does, it's like, ooh, something's going down. Something's going down. Um, yeah, I love that deck. Anyway, so yeah, Dragon had showed up, and I was like, they were just chilling. They were like legitimately just chilling in a room and just looking at me, and I was like, okie dokie. Hello, you're here. I recognize you. Um, but dragons have been around a little bit more recently. Like I've definitely been feeling that, experiencing that, just feeling it with the collective. My dogs ate my Kipper deck. No, I love the Kipper deck. I love the Kipper deck. Birthday was Wednesday. Happy birthday. Mm. Dragons have been popping up a lot lately. Yeah, they have. They really have. So you know what? Let's do dragons. Let's pull some dragons cards. Um, it's funny because I'm thinking of the people that I've met on my journey, on my walk, that have strong ass dragon energy or who resonate with dragons or experience dragons. They tend to have like Taurus, Gemini, Aqua placements from what I've noticed. And I think with Taurus and Gemini, there's a fixed star sort of a correlation there, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure with Draco. I don't remember exactly where that is, but I think it's around Taurus, Gemini. But anyway, yeah, they tend to have those signs in their chart. Just from my experience, I'm not saying that that's like all encompassing or all inclusive. It's certainly not, but I've seen a theme. How do we know when we are being activated? Oh, you'll know. You won't doubt it. You'll know. You'll know. Like you will not doubt it. Okay. Any messages or insights for Aquas? Any advice, parting messages? Any certain dragons that want to make an appearance for my Aquas? Acknowledgement for my Aquas? Hold on, they're stopping me. For those of you who resonated with the last reading, the really intensely spiritual one, taking spirituality very seriously, there's gonna be quite a few people who move into, like, not just Aquas, that move into that kind of a space, because there's gonna be more collective shit going on. They were saying, hold the space, hold the space, hold the space. Dragons are also being more present because this kind of wave is coming, if you will. God, this is part of a bigger message that I put even out on that I put out on Patreon about some of the shifts that are coming, the portals that we're gonna be working with. If I could stop stuttering. By May, try to whatever you decide to do with your path for the next like year or two, just be very grounded by May. Be very, very grounded by May. Feel very secure and solid within yourself. And again, also allowing yourself to be adaptable. There's a lot of collective shit that's like gonna be spewed out, is almost what I want to say. Like what we've been experiencing for the last few years is like these waves of purging, these waves of dark night of the soul in a collective experience, like pandemic, right? And it's actually allowing the collective to purge shit, to clear things out for activation, for transcendence, for those kinds of experiences. And then for those of us who have done that, we've been holding space for that. So the wave is coming. I really feel like it's going to start in March. That wave, but that's why, but it's like, it's not going to really kick up, I think, until May. But I do think it's going to start in March next month. Oh, that's just next month. Jesus. So just be very grounded. For those of you who are going to be holding space, just be very grounded. Anyway, coming back to dragons. And for those who do work with dragons, call on your dragons. If you need a little extra help and assistance, call on your dragons. Call on your guides, your star families, your benevolent ancestors. The different dimensional versions of yourselves. Call on your fur babies. All the things. There's so many different energies, beings that you can call on for assistance, right? Ooh, silver lunar dragon. Bathes you in the divine feminine light. Come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your casual chakra. It's funny because I feel like this actually relates to getting into a balanced state, into a centered state, into this doesn't necessarily speak of being grounded, but to be centered, and really working with the feminine energy. I'm going to read all of these. I just want to see what other ones want to come out. Anything else for my aquas? I gotta keep an eye on the time. Anything else for my aquas? Ooh, that's a lot. Am I taking all of these? Take the top one. Okay. Okay. Gold and silver violet flame dragons. So you guys will be working with the violet flame. It's a really useful tool. Transmutes the old around you with wisdom and grace. It's time for transmutation, magic, and healing. Offer service under grace. Offer service under grace. I keep getting the violet flame here is really what's sticking out to be working with. If you haven't worked with the violet flame, like I said, it's a very useful tool. You can use it visually. I use it visually, and I also use it energetically. I mean, it's basically a fine. Saint Germain, violet flame. Yeah, I think this card I do believe speaks of Saint Germain as well. You can even send dragons out. For those who work with dragons, you can even send dragons out to do work on your behalf. Let's see what other ones want to come out. Anything else for my aquas? On the bottom, oh, Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin's dragon. Brings firm love that resets your karmic balance. See all your cords dissolved by transcendent love. Enjoy your freedom. That's what it says. Enjoy your freedom. Look for the divine around you. Well, you guys been wanting freedom. Yeah, definitely feeling the karmic clearing energy is like really being spoken about here. So let's go ahead and read these. I'm actually going to read Kuan Yin first. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to read Kuan Yin, then gold and silver, violet flame, and then silver. So silver is also a huge theme for you guys. But yeah, let's do Kuan Yin. If I can find it. They're not in alphabetical order, unfortunately. So give me a second. Where are you, Kuan Yin? Where are you? Ah, there you are. Okay. Kuan Yin was a great and revered dragon master who lived for 2,000 years in China. Her fifth dimensional pink dragons create special portals for her so that she could go through them and rest in her higher planes. This is how she was able to maintain a physical body for such a long period. Kuan Yin's dragons are the most beautiful pale pink color, the luminous pink of the sacral chakra. They will pour their transcendent love into any cord that tie us to others, whether from this life or any other, in any dimension or plane of existence, dissolving karma under the law of grace. Choosing this card offers you an opportunity to heal all your relationships, including those from the past lives that you may be unaware of. Really speaking to the second spread with that Six of Cups in reverse energy and the Hierophant in reverse energy. Really speaking to that. Oh shoot, where was I? Ask Kuan Yin's beautiful pale pink dragons to dissolve the cords that tie you to others and sit quietly while they do so. You may sense or feel them releasing you completely. Take a moment to feel the freedom that this offers you. These great-hearted dragons will then help you to see with eyes of love, look for the divine in everyone, and be aware of all situations from a higher understanding, knowing that Kuan Yin's gentle pink dragons are by your side. These gracious dragons will enable you to enrich your relationships and transform your friendships. They will help you to treat all people with great respect, care, and love than ever before. Remember to thank them for enhancing your life. Very nice. All right, moving on to... Oh, hey, buddy. Got a kitty cat here. Bubs. Hi. Hi. Okay. Gold and silver violet flame. Fifth dimensional gold and silver violet flame dragons are powerful alchemists. They come to us, they transmute the old, and allow magic and wonder to be revealed in its place. These glorious dragons work with Archangel Zadkiel and Saint Germain, the Lord of Civilization, and automatically link us to them when we call them in. Saint Germain was a great magician and dragon master. When we speak his name, a great light touches us. Archangel Zadkiel, too, illuminates us and the dragons when we call him in. The dragons then surround us in gold, silver, and violet flames of wisdom, grace, and transmutation. The violet flames transmute the old and raise the frequency to a higher level. The silver ones bring in divine feminine grace, and the gold ones saturate us with wisdom. This card suggests it's time to let go of an aspect of your life that is no longer serving you. Ask the gold and silver violet flame dragons to clear the thought of it totally from your energy fields. Sense or feel them etherically burning up the old. Then ask them to replace it with new and joyful possibilities that come to you at a higher frequency. When you connect with these dragons, you have a wonderful opportunity for service work. You can send them under the law of grace to any person or place that needs transformation. Remember, you'll also be working with Saint Germain and Archangel Zadkiel, who will illuminate you. So take a few moments now to direct these dragons to heal people, places, situations, and the world. Just sitting with that for a minute. You guys can even go back on this video, with everything I was just saying, because it also is giving instructions on how to work with these dragons and send them out. So if you need to recall on that, you know where to go. All right, then the last one, Silver Lunar Dragon. This one feels yummy. The moon is a portal through which divine feminine light pours onto Earth. It bathes the planet and more specifically connects us to our casual chakra and helps to activate it. Recently, 7th dimensional silver lunar dragons have been able to access this portal and stream into our dimension, particularly when the moon is full. They carry divine feminine light in their energy fields, and their mission is to touch us with it to prepare for the golden future. For 10,000 years, we've been influenced by the masculine. However, in the new golden age, the feminine qualities of peace, harmony, equality, cooperation, love, unity, and wisdom must harmonize with the masculine. So silver lunar dragons are very dynamic now. Excuse me. Because they're actively bringing about the balance of yin-yang energy on the planet. As these shimmering dragons touch our casual chakra and enable it to expand, unicorns are able to use the illuminated chakra as a portal to enter Earth and assist our ascension. In this way, the silver lunar dragons serve us and we serve the planet. Choosing this card suggests that you call on the silver lunar dragons to bathe you in their energy and that you practice peace, harmony, equality, cooperation, love, unity, and wisdom in your daily life. A lunar dragon will be close by, helping and supporting you. As you're bringing yourself into balance, you are doing your part to bring the planet into equilibrium. Visualize your casual chakra as your own personal moon. The silver lunar dragons will touch and expand it until the frequency is high enough to allow pure white unicorns to step through it. That was an interesting one. So those are the dragons. So yeah, a lot of burning away, a lot of cutting away, and a lot of moving into balance, groundedness, and also for a lot of you, spiritual work as well. Okay. Wow. Alrighty. Did he knock over all my stuff? Oh, he knocked over a bunch of books. All right, so we're gonna finish off with any messages from. He's being a lot. He's being a lot right now. Buddy, what's going on? What's going on? What do you need? You just want attention? I think you just want attention. Okay. Go. Thought you were going. Go. He definitely just wants attention. Anyway, so we're gonna finish off with messages, loving messages and reminders from our spirit teams, our benevolent ancestors, loved ones, past, not past, angels, archangels, star families, everybody, all the benevolent loving beings that are here to support us on our journeys. Any loving messages or reminders? This is the challenging thing with this deck. It's all heart-shaped. Although I have to say, I'm getting better. Definitely getting better at shuffling these. It's definitely a skill you gotta learn. Okay. Any loving messages or reminders? From the loving, benevolent beings on our path, physical and non-physical. Ooh, take the top one. Okay, so we got one. Sometimes when these come out, I've noticed different groups, which just isn't, basically implying different messages for different people or from different beings. Let's see. Your birthday is 2/15. Happy birthday. Happy belated belated birthday. That one wants to come out. Okay. So we got two. Let's see what others, and then we'll reveal them one by one. Okay, that's a strong one. That one like flipped right in my face. It's like, we want to talk, we want to talk, I want to talk. Okay. Funny, a message of freedom. All right, so we've got 5 different groups right here. So the first one is this one. Oh, only time will tell. That's the divine timing message. That's definitely for my divine timing lesson group here. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Okay, the other one, second one. Time. You gotta laugh sometimes. You're trying too hard, give it time. Only time will tell. You're trying too hard, give it time, only time will tell. Again, you can plan, you can try to do things, you can try to the best of your ability without being like, beating yourself over the head with things, right? All you can do is try. And then if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And yeah, there are certain things that do have to happen in their own time, right? No matter how frustrating it might be. But things happen like the way they do for a reason. Things happen the way they do for a reason. And it becomes very clear when you're on the other side of it. Okay, that was funny. You gotta admit that was kind of funny. All right, so this one's a 2-parter. Came out as a pair. Interesting. So we have trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. Again, talking about that lesson of acceptance, flow, trust, surrender, feminine energy, right? What's interesting is that underneath that, we have secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. I feel like when this card comes out, could there be a secret admirer? Sure. But I feel like it's actually more about getting into that place within yourself. Getting into that place within yourself, getting to that place of deep acceptance and trust and faith and all that stuff. Like not running from your feelings, not running from your emotions, not running from you, and getting very deeply integrated with the self. But yeah, there could definitely be a situation for some of you where someone is not saying as much as they're feeling. That could even be you. You'll know how it applies to you. And then we have freedom. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. Again, for those of you who want to be free and like you're trying to like get into that vibe, for that group, that was definitely part of the second reading, where you want to be free and you want to live in a way that is aligned to your soul and aligned to you. You got to move past some self-limiting beliefs there. The Hierophant in reverse, the Six of Cups in reverse, right? Yeah, working past those things, working past whatever narratives, attachments to old feelings, attachments to restrictions, again, self-limiting beliefs that came from dealing with somebody who was like very judgmental, critical, overbearing, from dealing with society, trying to live up to like the way to do things, all those things, right? You got to get past the self-limiting beliefs for that. Okay. Oh yeah, like the video, please. It does help it circulate. The live videos don't circulate as well because of the way that YouTube changed the algorithm for like all YouTubers. So yeah, please, please, please like the video if you are enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, I don't know why you're watching if you're not enjoying. But anyway, please do. All right, so then we've got another two-parter here. Ooh. Another transformation message. That's interesting. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. And then healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. For some of you, that critical person is someone that you do need to practice forgiveness and letting go of. And if that's the case, you can do that in person. You don't have to do that in person. But these two messages are clearly linked. I'm going to read them again. And for some of you, obviously, that's about friendships or romantic relationships. You know how that applies to you. And if it is a romantic relationship, I feel like someone's actually hurting a lot. Or they're ashamed to share what they actually feel. But creating a space of safety and vulnerability will help with that, and then help to also heal or transform or mend anything going on between you and this person. So I'm going to read all these again, okay? Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. It's like still learning to work these cards. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. Healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. Thank you. They said this is also about cutting away karmic energies, clearing karmic energies within relationships, romantic or otherwise. Secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. I keep feeling this is just like lack of expression of feelings. That's just what I keep feeling, whether it's sadness or love or regret or shame or judgment, and just kind of going there and letting that out, or connecting with somebody, talking to somebody, and like letting that happen, letting that come up and out. But yeah, I feel like this is more about karmic clearing and mending relationships where you can, and also deepening your own sense of self into acceptance and flow and being grounded and being very honest about what it is that you are afraid of, the things that you want, all those things, right? So very packed message in these little ones right here. Beautiful, beautiful. And I will say there's one on the bottom, so why not? The one on the bottom is this one. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. This should just be the message for like all your readings. Hi, buddy. It's funny because I think one of them is like, yeah, it looks very similar. These two look very similar. So I'm going to read these two again. Only time will tell is that one. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. Okay. Okay, guys. I hung out here for quite a bit. It's been an hour and a half. And I got a cat who's like wanting my attention and affection right now. I forgive and release those who saw themselves within me. Ooh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Oh God, yeah. How many times does that happen to everybody here, right? Sitting with that one for a minute. Yeah, projecting, man. It's like when someone's in that mode of projection, there's really not much you can do other than just be the mirror, because if they're projecting, it's really stuff that they just got to work on within themselves, and you're mirroring stuff back to them so they can work it out, you know? So in a way, it's like forgiving them for that, but also I think paying respect and honor to being able to do that for somebody, even if it's not, doesn't feel good, you know? Because it's like, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm just sitting with that notion right now, like, because in a way, you are helping them. In a way, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good. Sometimes it feels kind of crappy, but you're helping them do their work by just being a mirror. And you're only acting as a mirror because they really put you in that position to be, right? Um, yeah, it's tough though when that happens. It's tough. Anyway, I'm gonna bounce. I love you guys, and for anybody who put timestamps down, I thank you in advance. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you guys for coming out, hanging out, and enjoying this time with me. I'm gonna go ahead, take a little break, and then I'm gonna start getting ready for the live on Patreon to talk about the new moon Pisces and do some spreads and stuff over there. So should I forgive and keep them around? That's up to you. That is your discernment. Only you know what's best for you in that position. Only you know what's best for you and how you want to handle that. Because you could keep them around, you could not. Totally up to you. It's free will. It is free will, and it's whatever experience you want to have, right? But anyway, I'm gonna go. Okay, bye guys, bye. Love you guys, and take care. Have a good night. And again, if for, I hope you guys had an amazing birthday. And if for those of you who still have a birthday ahead, happy early birthday. Bye guys.